And again, I'm grateful for the fact that I do have a high skill level, because the high skill level lets me be kind. It lets me accept proximity to danger without being in undue risk.
Today's video is brought to you thanks to MagTech Ammunition, the official ammunition supplier for all range activities of active self-protection.
So as somebody who's in a church environment, if I have no skill set and I have no toolkit and I have no abilities, then any kind of danger, I gotta play rabbit and run. But if instead I'm a porcupine, my youngest daughter has a hedgehog. His name is Sir Quillian, right? And Quilly is the cutest little thing ever until you make him mad. And then he rolls up in a ball and hisses and spits at you. And guess what? He's pokey all the way around. When he rolls up, don't touch him. Even with the big heavy gloves on, he will poke you. So he goes, look, I am super not aggressive, but don't poke me because it'll hurt you, not me. And that's kind of how I look at myself. I got a big skill set. I'm not aggressive. But guess what? I'll roll up. And if you try to hurt me, that sucks for you. Because I poke. So that's why I get those skill sets. That's why I go to work every single week. Okay? All right. So here's another idea for you when we're talking about a multi-layered approach. Aware members are more important than a Greek team, and a Greek team is more important than a security team. So sometimes we talk about we have 10 guys on our security team. We have 12 people on our security team. Okay, first of all, I don't even like the term security for church. Because if I walk into, say, a restaurant and there's security there, what is my first thought?
This is a dangerous place.
What is going on here that they need security? Like, something here is sketchy. Now, I think we actually need to change that. I think personally that the way to combat active murderers in America is to have more visibly armed security present in more public places, quite frankly. It's the Israeli model. You know, Israelis stopped the terrorist attacks on their soil, stationed dudes with M4s on corners. You know what stops happening when there's when there's 4 dudes in the mall who are strapped, and not just like little stuff, I'm talking rocking the rifles and the plates. And everybody goes, not here. Not going to do that. So that's my thing. But in America, we think, whoa, what the heck is wrong here? But if I say, hey, wait a minute, we don't have a church security team, but we do have a church safety team. Is that okay?
Sure.
Yeah, that's wonderful, right? That's great. You're interested in our safety. I'm interested in our safety too. And that safety team involves all of our children's ministry. It involves making sure that we're physically safe, that we have good safety in terms of our environment, that we don't have any problems in the building. We don't have any risks or anything like that. We're just helping everybody stay safe so that they can have a great time. Then everybody goes, oh, that makes great sense. Thanks, Pastor. Easy day, right? So the safety team is one thing. But a great Greek team, a great somebody, and now for most people, their churches, I don't care how big they get, they tend to get this idea that the Greek team is the old ladies at the door handing out programs. They are part of your Greek team. Sure, I love those old ladies. They are the best. However, your Greek team should be folks that are dispersed throughout your entire facility who are constantly touching and checking, seeing who's here. And I always tell folks, so at a bigger church, your church of 20,000, it's full of people you don't know, okay? But those of us who are at churches, say under 300-400, you probably know most of the faces that are there at any given day, right? And so if you've got 300 or 400 people who show up regularly to your worship service, even in a bigger church, they're there at that same service most weeks, then you start seeing faces you don't know. Cool. Get in there and say hi. And if you go, gosh, man, I feel bad because I might have met that person before, whatever. Don't feel bad. Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. I'm Jim. I'm really glad you're here. Thank you so much. Guess what I would expect in return? Hi, Jim. I'm John. It's really nice to meet you. Thank you. It's good to see you, too. And if I get, what's wrong with you? Now, again, I teach my Greek team. If you get a weird vibe, you get the creep alarm going off. Never ignore your creep alarm. The ladies at the door, the people that are on my Greek team, the folks who are all there, they're all part of my church safety, and they all say, if your creep alarm goes off, run a flag up the pole. Just holler at me. Okay, so in our little church of 150 people, my Greek team, several aware folks, and if they had a real problem that they didn't feel like they could solve, we had a little code word. Greg would come and tap me on the shoulder no matter else what I was doing. He'd say, hey, Pastor, I have a unique visitor. So I'm talking to somebody. Now, if you hear I have a unique visitor, does that sound like bad?
No.
Sounds great. Oh, really? We have a unique visitor. That was our code word for it. John, there's a wacko. I need help. Okay, cool. You got a unique visitor. And I'm showing up with an attitude that says, what's going on? Hi, how are you? I'm John. How can I help? Because guess what? Your church will occasionally attract borderline personalities. Your church will attract, odd folk, and you got to be able to deal with that. So, having aware members is even more important than a greet team. Is it okay for you to talk to your church family about their safety?
Should be.
In this day and age, if we say, listen, everybody, there's just a few things you can do to help us. For instance, I don't care how big your congregation is. I always tell my church, look, if you see a little one running around and don't see mom and dad around, don't just let that happen. Say something. Jimmy, where's mom and dad? Guess what? If you don't know mom and dad and you start, hey, where's your mom and dad? And mom and dad are around, you about to find them. They'll be like, oh, no, he's mine. Oh, great, good. I was just wanting to do that. But, you ever go to the mall and you see a little one that's lost their mom and they're, where's mom? And people are just flowing by. Not my circus, not my monkeys. I can't do that. This was like 3 months ago. We were at the mall and I was doing that and I see this little, what's going on, man? What's your name? My name's Jimmy. Jimmy, what's going on? I lost my mom. Okay, my name is John, and we're gonna find your mom. I'll guarantee you, mom is not going down to you. Okay? So what we're gonna do is this: why don't you hold my hand? And you see, there's a police officer right there. Why don't you and I go and talk to that police officer because he will know how to find mom and dad really well. Okay. Calm him down a little bit. Officer, could we have some help? This little guy needs to find his mom, and he doesn't know where his mom is. And I was like, oh yeah, come on, let's find your mom. So he gets on his mall radio to the mall folks. Hey, you got a mom looking for a little one out here? I found him. Yeah, she's over here freaking out. Cool, we'll be there in a minute. Easy day, right? So same thing at church. To tell your church family, hey family, if you see something funky, say it. Say something about it. See something, say something, right? You show up in the parking lot and there you see a couple having a slap fight in the car. Don't just go, ooh. Maybe come and talk to the security team, to the safety team. Yeah, they're working it out. It's fine. No, it's not fine, right? Do we need to know about that problem out there before it comes in? Yes. Hey guys, that couple over there's having a slap fight. That seems really awkward. Oh, thank you. We'll go check in on them and make sure they're okay. Now then you go, I wouldn't know what to do there. Get training, guys. You gotta recognize these things happen. Proactive is better than reactive. Okay? So if you go, no, we're okay until the problem shows up, you are too late. So instead, having a proactive mindset that says, you know what, we're going to project outside of our immediate needs out into where we could be. So for instance, as a regular person, if you carry a firearm for personal defense, I carry a firearm everywhere. Why? One of the big things is when somebody says, John, why do you carry a gun? Everybody has their own answer for that. My answer is very simple. I might need to shoot someone today. If I need to shoot someone, I need to have a gun on me. Simple as that. So I carry a gun. Okay? Well, wait a minute. What do you think chances are you need to shoot somebody? Very small. Same reason I wear my seatbelt. I'm going to do everything I can to stay out of a wreck today. Well, boy, I'll wear it, just in case I have to have it. However, one of the things that I tell my wife all the time is that as we're going places, and I say, look, the one thing that the firearm allows me to do is it allows me to project my will out to a much farther distance. I can defend my boundaries out to, at my current skill set, around 120 yards. And my wife goes, you couldn't possibly. Look, come on, range. Yeah, I can. I'm pretty skilled with a dang handgun. Okay? And I can project my boundary of safety a long way. So in a similar sense, not necessarily just with the firearm, however, in that same sense, as a church, the more I can project my safety proactively as a church family, the less I have to actually do it. Because one of the things, if I can, as a firearms carrier, if I am saying, listen, I can project my will out to 50 yards, then guess what I have to pay attention to? I can't just pay attention right here, because now I don't know what is coming. Instead, I have to keep an eye out here. So same thing as a congregation. If I go, well, what's going on in our midst on Sunday morning in our building? Well, then that's as much as I get to protect. Instead, I have a thing in my church, and again, so I am not involved in the church safety team at my current church at all, because I'm so sporadic at being able to be there. I do consulting for them, and I help them, and I teach their guys to shoot, but that's about the best I can do right now. However, because they haven't listened to me in some respects, and they haven't done a couple things that I told them to do, at the end of the worship set, when they do announcements and stuff like that, I always duck out the back door and head over and check in on the kids real quick. I just pop my head in. Are kids playing and having fun in here, or bad things happening in here? Kids are playing and having fun. Life is good. And I run a quick circuit of the parking lot to make sure nobody's car's gotten broken into, make sure nobody's hanging out when they shouldn't be, and then I go back in and listen to the message. Takes me 2 minutes. And you go, well, what would happen if you had problems? I would deal with them. But you're not a member of the church safety team. Oh, but I am. I'm not an authorized member, but I am. And I have initiative and aggression, and I will aggressively solve the problem.